People in their 80s and 90s share the same 9 regrets. Doesn't matter if they're from Japan, Sweden, or Brazil. The patterns are identical. And here's what's terrifying. Most of these regrets could have been avoided if they'd learned these lessons before turning 40. Buddhist wisdom teaches us about impermanence. You're aging right now, not someday. Every breath you take is one breath closer to the end. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. These aren't feel-good platitudes from some self-help book. These are urgent lessons distilled from decades of research on regret, from Buddhist teachings on conscious living, and from the lived experience of elders who've reached the end and looked back with both sorrow and clarity. The transformation here is simple. Stop sleepwalking through your life and start living with intention. Let's dive into what people under 40 need to know right now. The 9 life lessons that will save you from future regret. The first lesson hits hard. Status is temporary. Character is permanent. Stop building your identity on titles that will disappear. The CEO becomes the rhetoric, and suddenly the phone stops ringing. The athlete becomes the elder, watching younger bodies do what theirs once could. When you build your identity on something impermanent, you build your house on sand. Research on elderly regret shows people don't lie on their deathbed wishing they'd worked more hours or achieved a higher rank. They wished they'd loved more deeply. They wished they'd been present. What haunts the aging mind isn't the promotion they missed, but the child's recital they skipped for that meeting. Your character, how you treat people, the kindness you show, the integrity you maintain. That's what remains when everything else fades. Lesson 2. Freedom from others' opinions unlocks your authentic self. Most people aren't thinking about you anyway. They're too busy worrying about themselves. Young people are tormented by what others think. Middle-aged people are exhausted by maintaining appearances. But the elderly have discovered this liberating secret. Most people were never thinking about you at all. When you release this craving for approval, something miraculous happens. You discover your own voice again. You begin living in alignment rather than in performance. This isn't arrogance, it's wisdom. Your life isn't a stage, and other people aren't your audience. They're fellow travelers, equally uncertain, equally mortal, equally afraid. The third truth cuts deep. Grudges only imprison yourself. Forgiveness is self-care, not weakness. Studies of adults aged 79 to 98 reveal that one of the most common regrets is holding on to resentment. They carried burdens of betrayal, old wounds, conflicts that could have been resolved decades ago. The person they hurt most was themselves. Forgiveness isn't for the other person. They may never know you've forgiven them. It's for you. It's releasing yourself from the prison of the past, from the endless replay of hurt. What grudge are you carrying that weighs more than the person who wronged you deserves? Lesson 4. Experiences create lasting memories. Possessions create temporary satisfaction. Invest in moments. Research consistently shows elders advise, if you have a choice between a kitchen remodel and a trip, take the trip. Material upgrades are forgotten within weeks, but experiences become the stories we carry, the moments we recall on lonely nights. The elderly who traveled speak of those experiences with more animation than anything else. Those who didn't travel speak with wistful longing about places never seen. They waited for retirement, for the right moment, for enough money saved. Then retirement came with health problems, or they had money but no energy. Fifth lesson. Perfectionism paralyzes progress. Embrace imperfection and start before you're ready. Western culture sells us the illusion that perfect exists, that we must wait until conditions are ideal before we begin. But nothing in nature is perfect. Trees grow asymmetrically, rivers meander, mountains erode. There's profound beauty in imperfection. What have you not started? Because you're waiting to be ready to be perfect, to have everything figured out. You'll never be more ready than you are right now. Excellence is achievable. It means doing your best with what you have where you are. That's always enough. The sixth truth is stark. Time moves faster than you think. Stop saying someday and start saying today. We live as if we're immortal. We postpone joy, delay forgiveness. Say, I'll do it next year when things settle down. But next year isn't guaranteed. A study of people over 65 revealed their deepest regret, worrying about things that never happened. They wasted precious years on anxiety about events that never came to pass. Life is devastatingly short, and the time we waste on worry never returns. Lesson 7. Your body is the foundation of everything else. Neglect it, and everything crumbles. Older adults deeply regret not taking care of their bodies when they were younger. They wish they'd eaten better, exercised more, rested when needed. Now they live with chronic pain with conditions that could have been prevented. Your body isn't a machine you can ignore. It's a living organism that requires care, respect, and attention. Health isn't just physical. The mind needs silence like the body needs sleep. When these are neglected, you may be physically alive, but spiritually dying. The eighth lesson may be most painful. Relationships matter more than achievements. Research shows that among adults over 80, those with close relationships are happier than those who prioritized achievements. Harvard's longest study on happiness found quality relationships, not wealth or fame, predict well-being. We sacrifice relationships on the altar of ambition. We work long hours to provide for family, then look up and realize our children have grown, and we barely know them when everything else fades. Love is what will have mattered. Finally, lesson 9. Happiness comes from within, never from external circumstances. Cultivate inner peace now. External circumstances, wealth, status, beauty, achievement cannot provide lasting happiness because they're impermanent. True joy arises from inner peace, from compassion, from being fully present in this moment. Studies show older adults who cultivate inner resources report higher life satisfaction than those dependent on external validation. Happiness isn't a destination to be reached. It's a practice, a way of being, available in every moment if we stop chasing and start noticing. The elderly's biggest regret is waiting too long to live authentically. Pick one lesson and act on it today, not tomorrow. Call the friend you miss. Start the project you've postponed. Forgive the person you're holding on to. Subscribe for more wisdom that cuts through the noise.